we got into, and I don't want to pass over this because this is a big deal. Like people are like, Jasmine, my market is so saturated. Guess what, baby boo? Every market is saturated. You ain't a special snowflake. So you could sit there and say, I can't win, my market is saturated. Or you could say, my market is saturated just like everybody else's market is saturated and I'm still gonna stick out. So let's move on from there. One thing that we did was we found a gap in the market for Highway 3. Because truth be told, we said they sell stuff that thousands of other people sell. They didn't hand stitch their personalized blankets. Other people are selling personalized blankets and towels. How then do they stick out? We found a gap in the market, and now I want to walk you through how you can find the gap in the market, because this is how you stick out in a saturated market. And then we're going to walk through the exact same example we did with Caitlin. So we saw it done, we're going to do it, and then we're going to repeat it 3 times over. So how you find a gap in the market. We're gonna break it down in 3 lists. This should take you about 15 minutes. I'm gonna be straight out with you, 15 to 20 minutes. Number 1, make a list. You're gonna make a total of 3 lists. List number 1, make a list of 10 leaders in your industry. And when you write down X, Y, and Z, I want you to also list what type of content are they sharing on Instagram, or pick the platform of your choice. I'm just gonna use Instagram because it's my love child right now. So what type of content are they sharing on Instagram? And then ask yourself, do I like the content that they're sharing? We're looking at the leaders, the game changers, the people who are at the top of the pyramid. What are they sharing? Do I like it? If I don't like it, why don't I like it? What are they not sharing that should be shared? So you're looking at the top of the pyramid saying, this is what they're sharing. I either like it or I don't like it. And then you're going to ask yourself, what's missing? The minute you find out what is missing, you then have a big gap to say, I'm going to create content that I wish I saw the leaders creating. List number 2. List 10 inspirational accounts. These are people who are not, they could be, or they most likely will not be, inspirational accounts. Accounts you just like, whenever they come up in your feed, you're like, yes, I just love this Instagram story. I love what they post. I want you to list 10 inspirational accounts and list what type of content they are sharing on Instagram. Now, do not get in your head about this. Literally list what they're talking about. Their home baking recipes, their children, their dogs, where they vacation, their fashion, their accessories, whatever it is and why you like it, list that. And once you list what it is, then say, is this educational? Is this empowering? Is it helpful? Is it humorous? Is it entertaining? Identifying why you like that account is such a linchpin to actually creating content that your people want to see. And then you're going to say, why do I like their Instagram account? Okay, we have list number 1, the leaders in your industry. We have list number 2, accounts that you find inspirational. Now, the way we were able to find a gap in the market for Highway 3 and Indigo Tide Market is before we actually met in person, I said, hey guys, make a list of 10 accounts you like. Make a list of 10 leaders in your industry, because I had to do the work. Because I can't work on you one-on-one, you're gonna go to do the work, but now you know exactly how to do it. The 3rd list of 3 is to list the content you want to create that will position you as an industry leader. So how do you do this? Well, you look at what the industry leaders are creating, you look at it and say, what are you missing? And then you pair it with the stuff that you actually stinking like on Instagram. Then it becomes authentic. Then it becomes differentiated. Then it becomes entirely your stinking own in a saturated market that helps you find the gap and then stick out like the beautiful sore thumb that you are. So, that did not make sense. I think it sounded good. Like, nobody is a beautiful sore thumb. So we'll find out a better way to say that. But the lists are, number 1, list 10 industry leaders, the kind of content they're producing. List number 2, 10 inspirational accounts to see if you could reproduce on your own level. And number 3, list the content you want to create that will position you as an industry leader by point of differentiation. Now what we're going to do, so you saw the assessment we did with Highway 3. We saw how we pointed out the gap in the market. I taught you how you too can find a gap in the market. Now we're gonna go into Indigo Tide Market Assessment and watch how we found the gap in her market. We're gonna play that video now.
We just came off Highway 3. We went through a business and social media kind of like analysis, kind of like getting grounded for what we were to expect. I also had the opportunity, amazingly, with Creative Live to work with a product-based business and a service-based business. And we also had the luxury to juxtapose a large existing account to a brand new, just starting out social account. We're gonna be moving in now to Indigo Tide Market. Caitlin has a personal Instagram account. Caitlin has other Instagram account. Instagram isn't new to her, but Instagram is new to Indigo Tide Market. So we're creating a complete juxtaposition. So what we've done, service-based, product-based, large pre-existing audience, new pre-existing audience. So wherever you are in your business in this quadrant, I want you to start saying, oh, I'm closer to this end. I'm closer to this end. So we're gonna dive into Caitlin's. It's not gonna be as long because we're starting off from the bare bones base. So we can only go up from here. Like, I'm just gonna like reference Drake. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Okay, let's dive into Indigo Tide Market. So when I arrived to your website, this is what I saw. Indigo Tide Market, mapping out your next Amazon sale. Great. I scrolled down the page and I got to an About Us section and the Founders section. I scrolled down to what we can do for you. Marketing, customer help, optimization, retail orders, and I read all the subsections. But when I tried clicking on those sections, they didn't go anywhere. It was just, okay, just want to make sure. And then we got into the get in touch. So what I felt was a 3-part website. Okay. We got into the bulk of it, which is who you are, and kind of sort of touched on what you did, but it didn't get into any of the services. You could have, the equivalent could be like, I play baseball. Right? Because it's like when you talk about marketing and then 3 subpoints, well, what do you do? Like people want to know, what am I buying? Why am I coming to you?
All right.
And so I had an opportunity to talk to Laura, the producer for this class. And I said, a lot of times the thing that I've discovered when I talk to business owners is people are buying out of 2 emotions, pleasure or pain. I believe that moms are buying blankets and pillows and towels, pleasure. Why is somebody on Amazon going to be hiring you?
Pain.
Pain. So what we want to do is we don't want to say like, your life sucks, you're never going to succeed. We're going to frame it as in, we know the struggle of trying to get your business seen on Amazon. Have you ever felt being overwhelmed with so many SKUs that you really don't know which one you should be focusing on? We want people to be like, yes, yes, yes. And you're like, we help.
All right.
15-minute session. Like you want to go to, where are your pressure points? That's what we specialize in.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Great. So then we had one exit link on the website. In the lower right-hand corner, we see a link to Instagram. So Indigo Tide Market on Instagram. When I went to the account, there was 1 post, 3 followers, and you were following 6 people. Now, lucky for us, that 1 post was your application. Your 1 post is this application to come to this course. Okay, so for people who don't know how this actually came to fruition, had the ability to collaborate with Creative Live. They did all of the logistics. They put out the calls. Like we had a ton of stuff going on. And then I got a very short list of candidates that kind of ticked a bunch of different boxes. And Caitlin was one of those people that were kind of like, what do we do with this business owner? This business owner who has virtually no social media presence. And I loved it because this is an opportunity for so many people who are saying, I want to start a business. I don't know if I am enough, if I know enough, if I can do enough. And I want to show what Caitlin can do in 30 days to give inspiration to people who are out there wondering, can they do it too? And the answer is, yes, you can. And which takes us to, yes, you will. Cool. I talked to Caitlin and I said, are you on Facebook? And you said, what did you say when I asked?
I said, yes, I made a new page not that long ago.
Okay, great. Because when I searced for you, you weren't on Facebook. Because I searched for Indigo Tide Market.
Not long ago, like 24 hours ago.
Okay, great. Okay, so at the time, I was like, I know I did my research. So you did start a Facebook fan page, which I think is amazing because I strongly feel that your customers are on Facebook.
I don't know, like.
No, I strongly feel. We had her pick, remember, we had her pick an age. And 35-year-olds statistically are on Facebook, but they're also on Facebook for very different reasons. We can get into the nuances in a second.
Okay.
So what we're looking at right now is Indigo Tide Market. The branding is on point, matches the website, and there is 1 person who likes this page. We're only going up from there. Initial thoughts is just get started. That's all we got to do right now.
Yep.
So people at home who are just like, well, Jasmine, I only have 100 followers. Well, that's 99 more than you, and watch what you're going to do. Okay.
You guys are winning.
I know. Okay, so question that you want to catalog is, what do you want your followers to say about your account? Like when these people are coming across, like you have to follow her because this.
Doesn't need to be 1 word, or can I just tell?
Oh yeah, go ahead, talk it out.
Okay, so I want them to follow me. I feel like since I'm doing marketing for someone on Amazon, I also have to look like I know how to market myself. So I guess I want them to see that I can market and make things look beautiful or make them look like you want to buy it. But at the same time, I also want them to touch on those pressure points and the pain points. And so I need to be more informative and just be like, this is what's going on. Like,
Great. I love it. Word of caution, I have no idea where you are with it because I have nothing to measure. I have no barometer.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be perfect.
And that's where I struggle from.
I know.
That's where I freeze.
I smelled that. I smelled it from a mile away.
I can teach you everything we do, like no problem doing that, but don't bring me into it because then I'm like, I don't know, like what if I like mess it up? And that's silly because you move forward.
What we really want to focus on now is we have a product-based business and we have a service-based business. We have a large following, we have a smaller following. And I don't want to spill, I don't know, is it like spill the beans, spill the milk, whatever. I don't want to spill any food quite now. But I will say that Caitlin said one of her pressure points watching this video right now, because it's been a while since I've watched this video, been like 30 days since I've watched this video. She said, I want people to look at my account and say she knows how to use social media to market herself. And in the past month, she's had a client say, can you run our social media accounts? What we say becomes our reality. But until we have the courage to say it, we will never know the direction that we're going. That was just one baby step, a little breadcrumb to say, you're doing it, continue doing it. So no matter what type of business you have, we have who you are, what you're selling, and who you are selling to. We're about to go into a break, but I have just a couple minutes for Q&A because we just kind of went through like a dense area, like finding a gap in your market, knowing who you're selling, and we're like, we just got started, baby. Do we have any questions right now? Okay, so Michelle. Okay, the production team puts up these things for me to read, and so it makes me feel awkward when I read like nice things about myself, okay? Thank you, Jasmine. Biggest takeaway. What got me here won't get me to where I want to go. Shout out to my mentor, James Wedmore, who reminds me of that again and again. Because I have been raised in a very simple home. And change was never really a good thing, but change was thrusted upon us. Oftentimes we didn't have money. We were given groceries on our porch. We had government assistance. And whenever there was a change, it threw the family for a loop. So those childhood experiences left me as an adult to be like, nothing can change. Because when something changes, it's never a good thing. And all I know now as an entrepreneur is that if it isn't changing, it isn't growing. So now I stand here and say, bring it on. Bring it on. Because change will come. You will either ask for it or it will be thrusted upon you. So instead of fighting it and trying to stand in the storm, run into the tidal wave and say, I will remain undaunted. I know who I'm marketing to. I know my purpose. I know the gap in the market. I don't give a rip if you don't like my content because one person will. And when that one person does, he or she will tell 7 other people, and those 7 other people will tell 7 other people, and my business will go farther with 200 followers on Instagram who know me, like me, and trust me than trying to get 2,000 people who don't give a rip about who I am doing the same dang thing and scroll on by.